3 deadly falls in the same staircase at the Bob in 4 years. Tonight, we're hearing from a man who nearly fell to that same fate, but survived. He's talking only with 24-hour News 8's Leon Hendricks about possible changes in the works. Leon?
Sue, good evening. That man is among those that think something needs to change. He thought the Bob would do something after his fall, but nothing happened. We want to warn you that some of the images we're going to show you in this story are graphic, and the Bob is telling him some news about changes they're considering.
It was Sunday morning, 2 a.m., December 30th.
To say Ty Vanderwall is lucky to be alive would be a massive understatement. He fell more than 3 stories down the same stairwell that has now claimed 3 lives.
I made it about halfway down the first part of stairs, and then I tried to jump from one side to the other, where I obviously fell all the way down to the main floor. I mean, looking down that, it's a long way, and thankfully I had my guardian angels just looking after me that night.
This is a picture of the giant gash in Vanderwall's head, taken shortly after his fall at the Bob. But hours after he was taken to the hospital, albeit with staples in his head, he was released.
I can only attribute that to the work of the Lord. I mean, it's just a miracle, especially referring to these past 2 cases where, unfortunately, the 2 men that did the same thing that I did from the same place did not make it.
Vanderwall was at a celebration at the Bob, and he went up to Club Eve afterward. His fall happened at around bar closing time, much like it did in the other cases. Ty admits he'd been drinking, but won't discuss whether or not he'd been overserved at the Bob. But he makes one thing crystal clear, that he's not blaming the Bob or anyone else for what happened to him.
No, I take full responsibility for my actions. It was my stupidity, absolutely, that have caused it.
But still, he too thinks that change needs to happen in the stairwell that has now claimed the lives of 3 people.
I thought they were going to start trying to alleviate this problem after my fall. Earlier this week, I contacted the Bob, and I was like, all right, I experienced this, and these past 2 cases have happened. I can't stand by and continue to let this happen. We need to see some changes. This is a really big deal, and we need to solve this immediately.
Now, Ty told me that when he did go speak with managers, they told him that they were considering encasing the center part of the stairwell, the part where these folks have been falling. They were planning on putting drywall there so no one else would be able to fall. We know they've also discussed raising the railings several inches so that it would be harder to get over the top of them. We still have not heard back from the Bob on responses, though, to our questions. Reporting live in Kent County tonight, Leon Hendricks, 24-hour News 8.